Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories that happened this past week. I am your host, Eric, main man right over there. Ron, how are you tonight?
I'm actually doing okay, I think. Trying to sort out all this stuff in the sports world is crazy. This is a busy week.
Yeah, we're actually. I'm thinking about getting a new segment, Ron. We're gonna have to do like a police blotter segment because there's been a few arrests this week. Some things,
Yeah.
even in the New England area. So I'm sure we'll get into it at some point in the show. Want to thank Bryce already for joining and chiming in. If you are live tonight, join the chat. Let us know if you have any comments, want to talk about any particular topics other than religion and politics. We are more than happy to talk about just about anything. We want to thank all of our listeners in Dallas, Georgia, every single week. WDJY 99.1 FM. We're on there Saturday night from 1 to 3 p.m. That group has been amazing. Hopefully you're enjoying what you're listening to. Come join us Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Southeast Connecticut, Public Access Channel 12 every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We are on that network. So check us out there as well. And if you're watching, tune in Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Plus, let's not forget all of our social media platforms that we are live on: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Obviously, a ton of different opportunities and ways you can watch, listen to us, all our audio platforms as well. So hopefully you enjoy the show tonight. We're going to have some fun. Chime in anytime. If you'd like, you can also purchase Sports Unfolded merchandise on Patreon. Go to RI Broadcasting. Get yourself a nice little mug, some other stickers and pens and all kinds of different things for Sports Unfolded.
Hey Eric, I got a thing that I just posted up a little while ago. If anybody can go perfect on all the predictions tonight, I'll send a mug. Only one person's going to get it. So if everybody out there in the world gets it right, one person is getting the mug.
All right, then you just kind of do a raffle.
Yeah.
It's only happened probably in the 4 years we've been doing predictions.
I don't know if it's happened.
Maybe a handful of times. I think I went perfects one. You went. I think Kenny went one week.
Rare.
It's so extreme. And we have 9 games on the docket we're going to be picking this week. So tune in for that at the end of the show. He's taking his mug now. All right, Bryce. He's going to go perfect this week. Can already see it. All right, Ron, it's time to kick off our show. Hey, I did have a question before we do kick off our show. This is very important. Obviously, it's not. But I got to ask you a question because it's that time of the season. And one of my coworkers said I'm very basic. And I'm like, I don't think so. What's your opinion on pumpkin? Pumpkin spice, pumpkin?
I hate everything pumpkin.
Come on.
Everything.
I just had a wonderful...
I don't even like pumpkin beer, Eric.
Oh, blasphemy. I can't talk to you.
Don't even like
You're insane. I had today from Starbucks, there's a pumpkin ice latte. It is amazing. Amazing. I got pumpkin muffins.
You get that and a pumpkin muffin.
I get a pumpkin muffin. I do it every time. You could also, Kenny too. Kenny don't like pumpkin either. What is wrong with you guys? There's got to be people out there that love pumpkin. Please.
Look, if you get those things, it can cost you less than that to sponsor the show.
Yeah, yes. I'm just saying. You've got to have a pumpkin beer with the rim. You get the cinnamon it's amazing. You guys don't know. You don't have any taste either. All right.
Let's stick to this.
All right. Water. Very good. All right. Let's start off with our leadoff story, and that is the American League Championship Series. What a game last night. The Cleveland Guardians came back last night in extra innings to bring the series 2-1. Game 4 tonight. The Mets and Dodgers are currently playing game 3-1 right now, New York, in that one. So again, hopefully you can have both of us on at the same time. Let us know if you got any score updates. Can the Cleveland Guardians, Ron, come back in this series? Do you think last night was a good indication for them that they have an opportunity?
I mean, they got a pretty good team. I mean, people don't know who they are, but they got a pretty good team. And you know, when the big bats of the Yankees aren't really, well, namely Judge, his batting average is just atrocious.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, he did hit one last night. They had the talk about a game of emotions, back-to-back home runs. The Yankees take the lead in the 8th. And then the bottom of the 9th, John Kenzie Noel, a rookie, just a mammoth shot. The kid, I mean, he hit that ball, dropped the bat. It was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
It looked like something out of a movie. And then in the bottom of the 10th, David Fry hits the winning home run. And what I saw from Cleveland last night is this, and I'm a Yankee fan. No way we're getting a Subway Series because I don't think the Mets get out of the National League anyway.
We'll talk about that one later.
Yeah, but I will say this. If you're going to ride a wave right now as Cleveland, this is the point because the Yankees pretty much had you dead and buried after the 8th inning. It was 2-run lead. You're like, they're down to the last out in the 9th inning.
Yeah. Yeah.
That emotion could
Very
carry
resilient,
over.
Right?
Yeah. And how many times we see teams like that come back because of one moment, something happened, an error, a big hit, whatever it may be, a big hit.
Yeah, a big mammoth hit.
Right, but so then now
that still hurts, doesn't it?
Just a little. It stings a little bit, buddy. A little sting there, right? But think about it. 3-0. If that series had gone 3-0 one time in history,
yeah, it would have been
right.
That would have been over unless you had Dave Roberts stealing a base.
Right. So to me, Cleveland has such a great opportunity. And to your point, there's not a lot of guys that are just household names. They are just playing good baseball, hard baseball. And the Yankees, in all honesty, listen, with all their names, the guys that you really need to step up right now aren't really doing it.
No.
Yeah, I think that the Yankees are in trouble.
So it is possible for Cleveland to take this series. It is possible. I don't think they're going to, but it's possible because I think they have a team that are capable of doing it.
I will ask you this then, Ron. Who needs to win game 4 more?
Yankees.
Right? Because I feel like if Cleveland ties it up, that really puts a lot more pressure on New York because now you look at it and say, you had this series in the bag. It was a done deal.
Yeah.
In your point, Judge is going to have to figure a way to get some hits because that isn't happening.
Cleveland to me is just playing loose because they're not supposed to win. They're not supposed to win. And, when the Yankees, some of their players are holding that bat, gripping that bat a little too tight, and they're a little uptight and nervous, there's a lot of pressure on the Yankees. I mean, you have the biggest media in the world all staring down at you saying, well, if they lose this one, that's a lot of pressure. That is definitely a lot of pressure. And if the Guardians win this series, yeah, right. I should be smacked for that one. I still hate the Guardians name though.
Yeah, I don't. Can I say that too? Utah hockey team, hockey club. Are you serious? All the great names we heard. The Yeti, and I love the Yeti one. They had the whole guy. And look, what are they doing? Tell me that's changing.
I hope so.
Because if that's what they go with, Washington football team did not work. Not that the
No.
Commanders is much, but
No, the Commanders are actually
right.
worse.
I don't know. It's just whoever's thinking of these things, right? Like the Cleveland Guardians. But weren't they the Guardians back in the day?
I don't
Somebody
know.
had said
Who
that.
cares? Who cares?
But yeah, to your point, the Guardians right now, honestly, listen, Major League, right? The movie. We talked about that movie how many times? They're peeling off some some clothing right now because there's some energy that if you're a Yankee fan, you have to be worried about. You have to be
Penny
worried
does
about.
not agree.
So he thinks the Yankees win it and no issues, or Cleveland's got this in the bag. And then I will say, Bryce, thank you. Pumpkin is amazing. Pumpkin Bear is perfect. Thank you, somebody with a little bit of common sense out there.
No,
A little bit of
no.
common sense. How do you not
No.
like pumpkin? Oh my goodness,
It's
Ron.
terrible.
You have some issues, my friend.
I used to work on a farm and used to have to pick those stupid things. You know how hard that was? And let me tell you, this field was huge.
Don't
They
hate
get pumpkins for a week.
don't hate the pumpkin, hate the game, bro. I don't know what to
I
tell
still
you.
hate the taste.
I don't get it. Pumpkin muffins are amazing.
Mm.
I've done pumpkin Cheerios. There's pumpkin everything. The pumpkin Pop Tarts. It's pretty bad. This time of the year, I love it. All right, Pumpkin Bear. By the way, yes, do the brim. Then move down to see fully supports pumpkin products. It's a little inside joke that Moo Dang. Have you seen Moo Dang, Ron? The little pygmy hippo. It's a little pygmy hippo. It's like a big thing. Moo Dang is the name.
No.
Oh, it's amazing. Check them out. Check them out. It's a little pygmy. So cute.
Great.
Anyway.
Great.
All right. Let's talk some NFL,
It
my
grows up
friend.
to be a killer.
At some point. No, I don't think it can. It's gonna literally be that size its entire life.
Oh.
It's a little mini hippo. He's so cute.
So wait a minute. So you call it a pygmy hippo?
That's what he said it's called. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna have to bring up a picture of Moo Dang. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna see.
Isn't that a little derogatory to call it a pygmy
I don't know.
hippo?
That's what it called. It's a pygmy hippo. Is stealing hearts and biting zookeepers is what it just said.
It stays small forever, so it's not going to become a killer.
No, I don't think it can.
Oh, who would have thought we would have been talking about pygmy hippos?
See, buddy, we talk about it all here in Sports Unfolded, not just. You're looking it up?
No.
Oh, I think
I was just typing in pygmy hippo. Hashtag it. Why not? We can get all those animal lovers here.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Nope. Nibbles kneecaps. Loves zookeeper kneecaps. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, right here. Yeah, you can bring it up. Let's see if it works.
Only Nibbles kneecaps.
Right there. Bring them up, buddy.
Where
Real quick.
All right.
So this way you could see. That's Moo Dang right there, buddy.
But he's got. Hold on.
Look at him.
There you go.
That is the Moo Dang.
It looks fake.
Right? It's a real thing, though.
It looks fake. Oh.
But yes, that's Moo Dang. All right. Let's talk some NFL. This show is going off the rails quick. We've already had pumpkin and pygmy hippo talk here on Sports Unfolded.
What the hell is that up?
I don't know, buddy.
That's crazy.
Right? All right. So there was a couple big trades. Devontae Adams to the New York Jets. Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills. Which wide receiver trade will have a bigger impact on their team this season, Ron?
It could be the guy way down over there. Yep. Could be him.
DeAndre Hopkins?
Because that could be the next domino.
It could be. Yeah, that I think the Titans are going to start to sell off some pieces. But listen, I am gonna say this.
But I like Amari Cooper in this.
I agree with you because I'm going to say we talked about Aaron Rodgers running the New York Jets.
Yeah.
And fired Robert Saleh. And now you get Devontae Adams on a 2-14 that has a lot of issues. I don't know why this happened is I guess where I'm going, because it doesn't make sense to me that it benefits the New York Jets in any way, shape, or form.
I just lost the whole screen. There we go.
So
look, I don't know what to think about getting Adams there. I mean, you think that they have chemistry, but look, and I've been saying this for now, this is going to be like the 7th week. You can't help a team that lacks any discipline. The penalties are just so bad. Didn't they just come off of like 10 penalties for like over 100 yards? I mean, their offense is shooting themselves in the foot all the time.
So,
and I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers can't make the throws anymore.
That's what I was just. You took the words right out of my mouth. Aaron Rodgers isn't Aaron Rodgers anymore.
No.
The problem isn't getting all this talent. They have talent. You've got Breece Hall, very good running back. Garrett Wilson's one of the best wide receivers. He's probably a top 10 wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Getting Devontae Adams doesn't solve it if you can't get the ball to him. If Aaron Rodgers isn't making the plays he needs to make, let's look at that as the issue instead of just dumping money into Devontae Adams, which I don't think benefits you because it just adds an entirely more pressure on that team and organization.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Amari Cooper is a very good wide receiver, right? Over 7 seasons in the league that he was over 1,000 yards. Obviously, he has a crap quarterback right now that quits on his team anyway. So him going from Deshaun Watson to Josh Allen, this guy's going to put up some numbers.
Christmas for him.
Holy Toledo, man! If there was anybody that was probably more ecstatic,
Amari Cooper did cartwheels from Cleveland
to Buffalo, just straight through. He didn't even just right through because. Already the circus began in New York. Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee. We know our boy there.
Yeah.
Loves Pat McAfee. The Pat McAfee show. And then all of a sudden, Devontae Adams comes out of the back and they, like, oh, hey, look who's here. And like, it's already starting to become a circus.
Yeah.
At least Amari Cooper's going to go in, run business. Let's get this team to the AFC Championship game is what his goal would be.
I like their chances now with Amari Cooper because look, I mean, they beat the Jets. It was a close game, but that's without a receiver, a legitimate number 1 receiver. Now they're going to have that, and a guy that is always showing up for his game, does what he needs to do, gets the yardage. He does his job. And you don't hear him, in the press every week. Unlike, the other guy who has done nothing but cry all year and last year and the year before.
Yeah,
I just think Cooper is much better to be part of a team.
And the fans out there agreed with us. We had a Sports Unfolded sports poll up. And 89% agree Cooper is Amari Cooper is much better option for the team going forward than Devontae Adams. So I think everybody expects this Devontae Adams thing to just egg on their face in New York. It should be fun because it just gives us more to talk about every single week.
Yeah, because if you have a week that you're not throwing him the ball, he's going to cry about it.
Of course he is. And then Aaron Rodgers, who does he blame? He'll probably blame the coaching staff or the offensive line or somebody else.
Yep.
It's never his fault. I will say that Amari Cooper, baby. I will say this. Quick update. New York Mets Bottom of the third, 8-1 right now over the Dodgers. 8-1.
Mets aren't going to go quietly, I guess.
So Mets are trying to make a Subway Series. Kenny, you might be right. Maybe they come back. Maybe they make some noise. Yeah, but 3 straight, it's going to be tough. 3 straight, it's going to be tough against that Dodgers team. But we'll keep you updated as well. Ron, great conversation on the wide receivers, but I'm sure there are plenty of games this week that are of interest to you and the fans out there. I have 5. So I'm just curious, what's your game of the week?
I have 6.
Okay.
Do you want to know them?
No.
All right.
I want to get back into this pygmy hippo is what no.
Well, I'm guessing you don't have the Jets at Pittsburgh.
I do not.
I do, because I like the fact that they're going to Pittsburgh with this mess of a team. And I mean, look, Pittsburgh right now is in the wild card spot.
Thing that bothers me, Pittsburgh going to switch to Russell Wilson. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yes.
I think that we're going to see feed me the ball 75 times throwing a Devontae Adams. Like, the game doesn't interest. Like, I could tell you what's going to happen in the game.
Who's going to win, though?
We're going to criticize Pittsburgh for switching quarterbacks. We're going to say, wow, hey, another pass to Devontae Adams. He really fits in this offense. I think the Jets win that game. I think they're going to ride this emotion. Devontae Adams, 10-plus catches, right? And it's going to be like, oh, my God, they made the right choice and blah, 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 and then give it a couple weeks and see what happens.
Now, what happens if Devontae Adams gets hurt in the game?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, it could happen.
He could get popped.
More hoping Aaron Rodgers. Oh, geez.
So that was my first one. It's only intriguing.
Okay, so I'm gonna get the obvious ones out of the way, but Texans at Packers.
Yeah, I got that one as well.
I had that one. Lions at Vikings. That is going to be a very good game.
Yeah,
very interesting. Aiden Hutchinson. Did you see that injury, Ron?
No, I didn't.
Last week against that holy Toledo, broke his leg. Hit another leg, it just snapped. The leg just it was ugly. So he's done for the season. Their best defensive player. I don't know how much that affects them because offensively they're just juggernauts. But are the Vikings for real? This is the first real test because this is in division. You lose this, now it's tied. Right? Lions jump ahead. So that
and they have the advantage for beating them too.
Yeah.
So you actually fall to second place.
Yeah, it's almost like 2 losses.
Yeah.
Right? Chiefs at 49ers. I'm sure you have that one.
Yep.
Right? And again,
see, I'm not sure at this because, like, with Kansas City, I really think that they don't really have a great receiving core.
But they do have the refs in their pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure. But
you know the funny thing is when we were
like, is San Francisco back now? Is that what it is?
That's
now?
the thing. They're still right. Like you're not sure about San Francisco. This is a game for them to say, "Hey, look, all right, we figured some things out. We're good." The Chiefs just seem to find ways to win.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting because.
So will there be any holding calls on Kansas City's offensive line?
No, still not going to happen. Obviously, another one, Ravens at Bucks. That is a good game.
That's a good game.
Right? The Bucks,
I want to see that.
The Bucks have beaten some good teams.
Yeah.
And right? So they're 4-2. So that's big for them. But on the other side, I feel like the Ravens finally figured it out with Derrick Henry. Like he's leading the league in rushing. Lamar Jackson, it seems like he can run all pass now. He's kind of figured out the offense. And defensively, they've always been tough. I like that game because I think whoever comes out of that game honestly has a good chance to get to the championship game. I really feel the Bucks have a shot if they can win this game. As crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the NFC, a lot of the regulars that are up there aren't even in a wild card spot. You're talking Dallas, you're talking Philly, Green Bay is actually at the bottom of their division.
Yeah, right. That division's insane.
I mean, they're 4-2, but they're at the
Yeah.
bottom. And I'm sorry, I don't. Is that game on the prediction list?
The
Yeah, it
Packers,
is. So I will
Texans,
say.
yeah.
So I will say.
All right. I have one more. So I didn't have the Jets, Steelers. I don't know if you have this. Was Seahawks at Falcons,
Oh yeah, I do.
right?
That
And
was the sixth one. Yeah.
that's that interesting game of who starts to really like the Seahawks 3 straight losses. The Falcons, we keep waiting to see like, oh, okay, all this talent.
Yeah.
And they're kind of
Atlanta's 4-2.
Yeah. But they're not like wowing you.
So
When you go 4-2 and you look at the Bucks and you look at 4-2 Atlanta, you kind of feel like the Bucks are a better team, even though I think Atlanta has more talent.
yeah, and we're gonna find out what Seattle is made out of because losing 3 straight after starting 3-0, that team is reeling right now, and you have a rookie coach. That's going to make a big difference now. Can they pull themselves out of it? I'm not so sure they can. I want to see if they can, but I expect them to lose this game against Atlanta, and then that could be the demise of Seattle.
I'm doing my Denny Green. They are who we thought they were. Geno Smith is who we thought he was. He had a quick 2-year of, hey, wow, this guy might be pretty good. Maybe he's figured it out. No, he's Geno Smith. Yes, he's leading the league in passing, but again, he makes bad decisions and it's cost his team some wins, and that's Geno Smith. So he is what we thought he was, Geno Smith. Hey, great NFL
Fair
talk.
enough.
Anybody out there live, what are some of the games of interest for you? Let us know. And again, if we didn't mention them, or is there a game in particular we did mention that you really want to see and what you think the outcome is? Plus the predictions for NFL games we have on our predictions this week. So tune in later on in the show for that as well. But Ron, it is time to move on, and it's time for the starting 5.
This is a good one.
I hated this one.
You hated it.
I did. Pat's Jags. Bryce. Bright and early.
Oh, battle for the first round pick.
Right? 9:30 in the morning, first of all. So we got to get up and watch this garbage first thing in the morning. But so to your point, Ron, it's almost like the Pats should win. They're a better team, believe it or not, than the Jags. But you want them to lose, right? Because you want that number 1 pick. Is that where we're headed right now? Like if you had to make a decision,
to lose, yes.
Right? But I think they could win this game. And would you be disappointed if they lost the game? Because they should be able to beat the Jaguars.
If they lose the game, I would be thrilled.
They should be able to beat the Jaguars, though.
I don't know. Weren't the Jaguars a playoff team last year?
The Jaguars, absolutely a train wreck right now. They are horrible. They have Trevor Lawrence might get benched.
I just want to tell you, I am right about Peterson. I thought he was always a horrible coach. No quarterback guru. He just rode the wave of excitement.
And, Ron, we may see Mac Jones.
Oh, my God. I'm hoping.
Right? Would that not be amazing?
This is
Bryce, good call, Bryce.
This is the scenario I want. I want the Patriots to be leading by at least a touchdown or 2. Halftime, Mac Jones comes out and wins the game.
Oh,
that's what
Mac.
I want.
Bring him back, Mac. All right, Ron.
Never let you go.
Yes, great run, Bryce. Good one. Starting 5, WNBA, the top 25 points per game leaders in WNBA history. I absolutely hated this list because I think it should be a starting 20. Because I had so many people I left off that I want to put in, and I hate my list because I still feel like I didn't do it right. But we're going to have some fun with
24 of them.
Yeah. And I was like, my honorable mention, Ron, I had 8 at one point. I cut it back because I'm just like, it's too many. So you want to start us off with your honorable mentions, please?
Of course I do. I mean, I get all the ladies right here in front of me. All
right, easy, buddy.
Players.
We know you're a ladies' man. We get it. Although Maya Moore is kind of like, who the hell is this guy? That's what that look is.
No, she was just happy she's over there first in line.
All right. She could be last, depending on how you're looking at it.
No,
All right.
she's first. She's closer to the title.
All right. What do you got?
All right, so my honorable mentions: Elena Del Don,
Took her off. I had her on.
My number 10 spot.
Ella Donna. Right.
I mean, she's good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My number 4. My number 4 is the only one on my list that hasn't won a championship, and that is Tina Charles.
I had
Tina Charles. Just a great player.
Yep. Just missed.
You know, I mean, 8-time All-Star, an MVP. I mean, she was fantastic. Great defender. I mean, and she only made it in the number 9 slot for me.
Agreed.
So that's how tough this list is. My third honorable mention, Simone Augustus. Do you have her on that list?
Honorable mention.
Yeah. She's fantastic. Again, like you're talking a 9-time All-Star champion, you know? I mean, look at the defensive numbers for her. They're insane. 8-time block champion. And she only made it to the third honorable mention.
Ridiculous, dude. I said it was tough, man.
Number 2 honorable mention, Brittany Griner. Not my favorite person, but when I look at the numbers are very good. 9-time All-Star, 1 championship, 8-time. Oh, she's the one that's the 8-time block champion, not Simone. And of course, 7-time All-Defensive Player, Brittany Griner. And then my player that was on the bubble was Maya Moore. She didn't make my list.
Agreed.
Number 1, of course, in everybody's minds, right? You know, Maya Moore. Oh my God, 18.4 points per game, 5.9 boards, 6-time All-Star, 4 championships, championships, and I couldn't get her in the top 5.
Trust me, that's why I said I didn't like this list because you've been in the top 20. So I had Charles Moore and Augustus on my honorable mention. Also, Angel McCoughtry.
Yeah, McCoutry.
Right, very good. One of the top players in WNBA history. Jewel Lloyd and Lauren Jackson, also my honorable mentions.
Yeah. Angel was my number 11.
So those were our honorable mentions. But now it's time to get into our list, Ron. So at number 5, in your starting 5,
I do have Lauren Jackson in there. She made my list. These numbers: 18.9 points, 7.7 boards, 1.4 assists, 2-time champion, 3 MVPs, 3 of them, 7-time All-Star, 3-time scoring champ, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, so she can do it on both sides of the ball, 5-time All-Defensive Player, 8-time All-WNBA, 1 Finals MVP as well, and also she got a rebounding title to herself too. So she was number 5 for me.
All right, I had at 5 Brittany Griner, and I agree. But 17.7 points, 7.4 boards, 1.9 assists, a 9-time All-Star, 6-time All-WNBA. 2 scoring titles, 8 block champion. You know how I am with defense. 7-time All Defensive, a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year as well, and then 1 championship. All our backstories and everything. I just looked at the player and the numbers, and I put Brittany Griner at 5 for me.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't have her in there was because she didn't have an MVP.
Yeah, I love the 7 All Defensive and the 2 defensive.
Great player.
Players of the year. So number 4.
Number 4, I have, where do I have it? Aja Wilson. Hard to believe. I thought she was going to be top 2 for me.
I had her 4 as well. Wow.
I mean, 26.9 points, 11.9 boards, a double-double. I think she's the only one that does that.
That's this year's stats, Ron.
Oh.
So
Oh, I wrote down the
21.1.
wrong
Yeah,
line.
yeah. 21.1, 9.2, and 2.2 on
Oh,
the
okay, there
assist.
you go.
Um,
I wrote. I don't know how
closest.
I wrote down the
She is
wrong
the
line.
closest to a double though in her career. That was on
Yeah,
this list.
I mean, two-time champion, three MVPs.
Yeah.
6-time All-Star, 1 scoring title, 4 block titles, 2 Defensive Player of the Years, 4 All Defensive, 5 All WNBA, a Finals MVP. I mean,
And a
it's
rookie of the year.
amazing.
Rookie of
She's
the
a
year.
great player.
She's a great player. Listen to the aces and what we've seen. She's probably going to be an MVP again this year. I don't know. I don't think they announced it yet, but it may have been in there. But so yeah, Aja Wilson, number 4 for me as well. All right.
Yeah.
So 3, Ron.
Number 3, I have Breanna Stewart. I mean, her numbers, I mean, the points aren't as much, but 20.8, 8.7 boards, 3.1 assists. Those are great numbers. 2-time champion, 2-time MVP, 6-time All-Star, 1 scoring title. But here was the difference between her and Aja. She has 6 all defensive to Aja's 4.
Yeah.
7 all WNBA to Aja's 5. 2 finals MVPs to 1 for Aja. And that was the difference for me. And that's why she's ahead.
Yeah, I could see it.
Very slightly.
This is where I said for you, same thing. 3 for me was tough because I possibly could have flipped 3 and 2, but I went Cynthia Cooper at 3. But I also feel like they didn't give the awards they did back then as they do now. So I think Cynthia Cooper. So it's tough because 3 All-Stars is no way.
No,
maybe they didn't do All-Stars.
I thought it was because by the time they formed the league, she didn't play as many seasons because she was always on the U.S. Olympic team.
Yeah. 4 All NBA, WNBA, 3 scoring titles, 2 MVPs, 4 championships. Cynthia Cooper, one of the best to ever do it.
I think she only played 5 years in the WNBA, if I'm not mistaken.
Because when they started it, right, she was at the back end of her career. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have her at number 2 because
I could see it.
I know what she's capable of doing. If she played the longevity, she only had 124 games in the WNBA.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I think it was 5 seasons, if not 4. It might be 4. I didn't look at the exact seasons she played. But those numbers that she has, if it's even 5 seasons, that's amazing when you're all WNBA in 4. That's why my guess is she might have only played 4 games. I don't know how many it is exactly, but
yeah.
I mean, she's fantastic. I mean, she's one of the best.
She was.
I mean, she's the one that started this WNBA thing,
so.
you know?
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So I went at 2, Breanna Stewart. So that's why I said it was tough.
Yeah.
But again, 6-time All-Star, 7 all WNBAs, the scoring 6 all defensive. You don't think of her defensively like that, and she's a very good defensive player. 2 MVPs and then 2 championships, possibly 3 after tonight.
Yes.
Right. So we'll see. So I'm going to assume we both have the same number 1, but let's see. Who do you have at number 1?
I mean, it's got to be Diana Taurasi, right?
Baby.
I mean, when you look at the games, 565 games. So not only was she great,
longevity,
she was there every time, right? She's always
produced
18.8 points.
Yeah.
3.9 boards, 4.2 assists. But the impact that she has on the other players is tremendous. 3-time champion, 1 MVP, 11-time All-Star, which I believe
is the most.
It was every season, if I'm not mistaken.
No, she played longer than 11 seasons.
Is it more than 11?
Yeah, because she's 14-time All WNBA.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. So yeah. So how does she not get in 14
every
of them?
time? Yeah, I don't. So yeah,
5-time scoring champ,
right?
Which is the most on the list. On this list, that's the most.
She's dominated. Such a great player. Diana Taurasi. What she meant for the sport, I'm pretty sure she's done. The only hiccup I ever had in her career was the shots at Caitlin Clark towards the end there. But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, she was an ambassador for that game for many, many years.
2-time finals MVP.
Yeah, 3-time champion. So
Gets it done when you need it to.
Diana
That's for sure.
Taurasi. So we pretty much, other than having Griner on mine and you had Jackson, we had the same lists pretty much. So great players. People. So the other day I got a comment and they're like, I can't believe you talk WNBA. Check out the product. It's so much better now than it ever has been.
It's better than what you're seeing in the NBA, to be honest.
I think people really have to start to look at it because it is legitimate. So, Ron, we are going to talk some NBA, but before we get into our NBA, you want to bring up the Hall of Fame nominees?
I sure can.
So right now, our polls are open to induct the next NBA player to the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Julius Erving, Moses Malone, Walt Frazier, George Gervin, and Bill Walton are all up for an opportunity. Again, go to Sports Unfolded Sports poll page on Facebook. I'm going to tell you right now. Let's see.
You may want to watch the pick and roll first.
Julius Erving is leading currently with 66%. But everyone on the list has a vote now. So George Gervin finally got a vote. Yes.
Hey,
so
all right.
All 5 players have at least a vote. Yvonne Lendl in tennis, though, still no vote. So let somebody go out and just give Yvonne Lendl.
How has he got none?
0. So we have tennis as well. But check out Sports Unfolded Sports poll page. Help nominate the next inductee into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Again, polls are open. Sports Unfolded Sports poll page on Facebook. Check that out. All right, let's talk some NBA, Ron. One of your favorite players of all time. I know how devastated you are with this and how surprised you are that Kawhi Leonard is out indefinitely. Should anyone else be surprised that this is a thing?
We talk about this every single year.
Every year, and sometimes multiple times in a year.
Oh, yeah, definitely multiple times, because whenever his teams come up in talks, we talk about it. When will it hit? When will that injury come? It's not if, it's when.
Right? There's certain guys like the what if factor, right? If they didn't get hurt, and we just talked about Derrick Rose a couple weeks ago, right? If he never got that injury, what Derrick Rose might have become.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard I get it. Yes, he's won 2 championships. He was MVPs in those finals, and I get that piece of it. But if you look at the last 5 years of body of work, like with the Clippers, missed 25, just with the Clippers now, 25, 30, an entire season, 30, and then 14 last season. Obviously going to miss more games again this year. Over 100 games. Well over 100 games. That's almost 200 games he's missed. At some point, what do the Clippers do to just say, look, this guy, you can't build a team. It's James Harden's team now because they don't have a choice. You don't have Kawhi Leonard to count on at all.
All right, just so there's no championship for the Clippers this year.
Come on. Harden might finally, maybe he wakes up. This will be the first year. Come on. Never say never.
Oh, come on. When you get 2 guys that can't win it because one can't stay healthy and the other guy just is incapable of winning a championship now.
And we talked about Paul George leaving, right? I'm sure this was a reason. He's like, we're never going to be a big 3 because you can't ever be healthy.
Can't stay on the court.
Right? But then he goes to Philadelphia, and Embiid is always hurt. So I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's not a reason. I don't know. But again, missed the Olympics because of the injury. Same knee, had the surgery. He's had all these issues with. I don't think he's ever going to be the same player again.
No,
I think it's done.
Not. He's not. That is long gone. His destiny is to come off the bench.
Right? Find a team that you just got to be a part-time player. Come to Boston. And I'm not saying it because of my bosses, but think about it. Like, what would you need him to do? Playoffs? Like, okay, we don't need you during the regular season.
Yeah, we'll see you a month
Knicks,
before the season ends.
right? The Knicks. Yeah, rest your knee all, for 70-something games and get in shape for the last 10.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
I'm not surprised at all. And frankly, I don't care. I don't care. When it comes to it's the Clippers' fault. They keep holding out hope. Well, guess what?
How much of
Hope
this too
isn't
do you
on the
think?
court with you.
How much of this too do you think it's the player?
Oh, it's
Like,
absolutely him
Right?
too.
He's always been an odd duck. And I could see him kind of just saying, you know what? I don't feel like playing. Maybe he could play through some of this. And he just says, you know what? I'm not going to. So I'm not saying, listen, maybe instead of 20
that could
games,
be the case.
could he be playing it after 10 games, but he decides to take another 10 because I just, you got to start to question,
that.
right? His mental toughness, what basketball means to him. Some of these guys work very hard to get on the court, and I don't feel like he does the same.
It's no mystery that when you're playing in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was a tougher game. Players went out there no matter what. Their arm could be dragging on the court, and they'd still get out there and play. They're not like that anymore.
Even Kobe.
They're soft.
Do you remember when Kobe popped his Achilles?
Yeah.
And he shot the free throw because just in case he could come back. Dude, you tore your Achilles. You're not playing again. He came out to shoot the free throw just in case. These guys,
he's an old school type player.
Yeah, these guys, forget it. I don't know. I've lost a lot of respect for Kawhi Leonard.
There's not many players like that left in the league.
And I get it. I feel bad, like, A, it's an injury, but I also feel like some of it's mental.
And I'll tell you, probably the one that I hate the most is probably like an old school player, and that is Draymond.
Yeah. Yeah, right. He plays dirty now. But again, that's how they used to play. You're right. You're right with that one, Ron. Like, that's what they were.
I give him credit for that.
Yeah.
He's out there every game. If he can if he can walk, he's playing.
I feel like we should do a Rocky Balboa moment. If you could change, Ron could change. We could all change. You just gave Draymond Green props.
Go figure, right? I should get one of those Christmas cards back.
Yeah. Draymond, you got a guy on your side now here on Sports Unfolded. All right, Ron. See? Good luck, Kawhi. We'll see you about mid-season. Ron, we're going to talk some Major League Baseball again. And quick update, 9-2 New York Mets in the fourth inning. 9-2.
Wow, it's only fourth inning? Oh, it's a long way to go.
Yeah.
It's a long way to go.
So we're going to talk a little bit about this series, Dodgers, Mets. Dodgers right now have a 3-1 lead in the series. Can the Mets
I'll tell you what,
come on a comeback?
Look,
Obviously, tonight might
Eric,
be.
I watched last night's game. I thought the Mets were done. They were horrible. They couldn't do anything right. They have no clutch hitting. And then here we are a day later. They're trying to pull within a game, right?
Yeah.
But they'd have to win 3 in a row.
3 in a row. That's where it's going to get tough.
I don't think they can do that against the Dodgers.
Right? And the Dodgers are hitting. Listen, batting 259 as a team. But they have Betts batting 333, Edman batting 412, Hernandez batting 353, and Muncy batting 500. The Mets have no players over 300, batting over 300. They don't have the hot bat. Like, they got hot a game right now. We see that 9-2. We'll see again. It's fourth inning. The pitching for the Mets as well, 6.43 ERA in this series versus the Dodgers 2.25. So, again, good pitching usually beats good hitting in the playoffs. I could see. Listen, you're going to have a game. It's going to happen. But again, now you go back to LA the next game for Game 6, right? I think it's over next game. I think the Mets are doing what they can do for their fans. Or is it today in LA? Game 5 in LA? Or is it 2, 3, 2?
Yeah, it's 5 in LA, 6 in New York.
Is that
So
how
if
they
they
do it
do
baseball?
win this, you could see a Game 7.
Yeah, I don't
But
know,
I
man.
still think the Dodgers get it done. It's stacked. The lineup is stacked. You can only do so much with that lineup. You have like 4 or 5 players that are legitimate stars in that lineup. Good luck trying to get through Mookie Betts and Ohtani and Muncy.
Right,
Good luck.
Ohtani's still not dominating like he did in the regular season. He's playing good baseball, but not like he was just, on these tears.
I mean, Mookie last night tore it up. He got like 4 hits or something last night.
He woke up, huh, in this series. I agree with you. I just think the Dodgers pitching, even though they're a mess too. They got injuries, coming out of every which way.
Yeah.
And somehow are figuring it out. The Mets pitching's not been what it needed to be, and they're not hitting.
Dodgers still have a better bullpen, so I mean everything is just better for them.
Yeah.
And yes, okay, they could lose this one. It's not over yet because as long as you have some of those guys, in that lineup that the Dodgers have, I mean, you got a shot still. 9-2 is not over.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, they've been getting at least 8 runs every game.
And who knows, right? Again, it's still 4th inning. 10-2. 10-2 now, Mets. All right. So, a quick update there, too. Look, it's Sports Unfolded. We do it all for you. We're going to have some fun now, Ron, with some great baseball talk, by the way. Some split decisions. Our split decision segment, basically, we ask each other 2 more likely scenarios and have to make a decision on it. Ron, you are first this week, so I guess you can give me your first split decision.
All right, we'll start out with baseball. Mark Vientos, is that how to say his name?
Sure.
I'm asking you, right? Duh.
Yeah, I pronounce everybody's name correctly.
You can't even pronounce Steve Sachs.
No, it always sounds like sex when I say it. Steve Sachs.
See? So Mark Vientos leads the postseason with 12 RBIs, not counting today as we speak. Leads the postseason with 12 RBIs. Who is more likely to get the most in 2024 season? Would it be Vientos? Or would it be Mookie Betts, who has 10? Shohei Ohtani, who has 9? Giancarlo Stanton, who has 6? Or Aaron Judge, who has 6? Who is most likely to lead the whole postseason?
So I know we're sports guys. What team does he play for? Is that the Dodgers? He play for the Dodgers? He plays for the Mets? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know the National League, buddy. I will say this. I think they're out, so Mookie Betts.
So you're going to say Mookie Betts is going to be the guy, not Ohtani?
No. I think most people are going to pitch around him. I think the rest of the way, especially in the World Series, you pitch around him.
Now, what happens if the Mets win the series?
I don't think they will. But that's, again, we'll see. If
I'm
wrong,
what you're ultimately saying. You're saying
the Dodgers are winning this series.
Going on.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't even know if Judge or Stanton are going on. So that's a whole other story for another show. All right. My first split decision. Ron, which is more likely the position the Patriots draft in the first round next season? Wide receiver, offensive tackle, defensive end, or offensive guard?
Yes, yes, and yes.
You only get one pick usually in the first round,
If
unless they make some trade.
What they need to do, they need to get that first pick, trade down to get 2 picks in the first round, then trade down again to get 3 picks in
Great.
the first
Okay.
round.
So picking
That's what they gotta
29,
do.
picking what? 30, 31, 32. New England Patriots are on the
Hey,
clock.
if that's what it takes,
Okay.
because we need all of them.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. Well, what is more likely, Ron?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be an offensive tackle.
I feel like that's the way they're going to go too. I think wide receiver is it's too flashy a pick early, and you never get a guy that you feel that good about. Defensive end, though, again, we've seen it. Look at what Houston did last year, and if you think about what C.J. Stroud and then Will Anderson, and how that they're both
Yup.
rookies of the year. You need somebody on the other side of the ball too that's going to wreck some havoc, and they don't have it. But no, I see it. Offensive tackle, good call. All right, your second split decision, Ron.
All right, of the teams that have 0 or 1 win in the early NHL standings,
Okay,
which is more likely to win their division? The 0-4 Colorado Avalanche, the 0-4 Nashville Predators. I don't remember what the Vancouver Canucks were, but they have 1 win. And Carolina Hurricanes, who are 1-1.
more
Who's going to
likely
win
to
their
get to
division?
Carolina. Although Colorado would be an interesting one too, because they always play well. They're always one of the top teams. So slow start, but I would go Carolina because I just think, I mean, 1-1's not terribly, but they're in the tough. The East's tough.
They got the Rangers in there.
Yeah.
They got the Devils. They got
Yeah,
a lot of them.
I'd probably say Colorado. Nashville was that where that's not who the kid that
Stamkos?
passed. No, the kid that passed away he was
No. He was
Columbus. Yeah. Yeah, so
But
I
oddly enough, he started with Calgary. Calgary is out to a massive start. They haven't lost yet. They're like 4-0, 5-0.
it's interesting. But I'd probably say Colorado just because of the West.
Okay.
Yeah, the East a little tougher, but I still think Carolina will be in the running. All right, mine's also a hockey question, Ron.
Oh.
Who is more likely to finish with more wins this season? Connor Hellebuck or Jake Ottinger? Both have 3 wins right now, which is tied for the most wins to start the season. Winnipeg and Dallas are both going to be pretty good teams all year. Who has more wins by the end of the season?
I'm going to say Ottinger.
Okay. All right. That's a good segue, by the way, because that's
It
what we're
is a
going to
good
talk about
segue.
next way. So I like it.
It is a good
I
segue.
like it. So let's talk some NHL because Jake Ottinger did sign a new contract with the Dallas Stars. 8 years, $66 million. Was it a good deal for Dallas?
It is a good deal for both because he got the Jeremy Swayman deal.
This is where I have a problem. I have a problem with this contract.
He's been the guy for the last couple of years. He should have actually gotten more than
Exactly. Swayman. I think Ottinger sold himself short because he's played in 60 more games.
Yeah. That's a whole season.
He's also played in 27 more playoff games.
Yes.
I don't get why. And he's got a winning record in the playoffs, 23-22. I know it's not, off the charts, but
yeah,
again, I don't see how he's less valuable or this. Wait, let me rephrase that. The same value as Swayman.
Yeah.
Dallas scored in this deal. You got a far superior goaltender based on the time that, he's done it. And you paid the same as a guy who's played 60 less games. That's almost a season.
And you know what? I'm thinking he did this to make the team better.
So they could bring in other talent. So instead of being a $10 million, $11 million goaltender that gives them, some money to play with.
Yeah.
Might make sense that way, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. The numbers just don't add up. Yeah. 30 more wins than Swayman.
I think he's a fantastic goaltender. I'd put him easily in the top 5 of the league. With Shesterkin. Swayman and probably Vasilevsky and maybe the Bob.
Bobrovsky, really?
Maybe.
What about
He showed
Hellebuck?
me something last year. He
Hellebuck
showed me
too.
something. Hellebuck is inconsistent. Like, you look at his numbers 2 years ago, they weren't as spectacular.
Okay.
So you got to see what he does. And I'm not sure Winnipeg will stay up there all year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think if you're right on what you're saying, then it makes sense. But he clearly could have gotten more money. I mean,
I think he could have.
Shesterkin turned down $11 million a year. And to your
Yeah.
point, he's probably in that pool of goaltenders versus Swayman.
Yeah, I would
Swayman's
probably put him number 2 right now.
Right. He's in the A group. Swayman probably a B plus, maybe an A minus. To me, he's an A plus. So I was kind of curious that when I saw this deal, I said, really?
Yeah.
Or again, I would have expected less years to say, hey, maybe a little more money. Maybe he does 6 years, 88 million. You know, then it would have been like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might have taken a little hometown discount just so that way they can make the team better.
All right. All right. Interesting.
But I mean, really, he's going to be fine. He's making $8 million a year.
Yeah. No.
You know, I mean, that is nothing when you compare it to, like, you know, quarterbacks or NBA or baseball.
But you're starting to see, right? The goalie market in the NHL is just, it's growing every year now.
It's creeping up there.
Right? They're going to be $15 million goaltenders probably in the next 5 years.
The problem will be when some team overpays for a guy that's not good.
Yeah.
Like Samsonov.
But it happens all the time.
They already did that.
Oh, that happens all the time. All right,
Yeah,
Ron,
way too much.
Before we get into our pick and roll, can we bring up the Hall of Fame nominees for tennis?
Tennis nominees.
Score still 10-2, by the way, and the top of the fifth. So Bjorn Borg, Stefan Edberg, Boris Becker, John McEnroe, Ivan Lendl. Again, Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Cast your votes now. I will say this, John McEnroe, clearly the leader right now on this. So if you'd like to see a different tennis player get in, you know, make sure you cast your votes
now.
Some
love for Ivan Lendl.
Zero votes for Ivan Lendl right now.
Let's get some love.
So Sports Poll page on Facebook, Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page. Cast your vote. Help us get our next inductee into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. The nominees on the left, all of our inductees on the right. Right now in tennis, Martina Navratilova and Pete Sampras. One of these gentlemen will be joining them at the end of the month. So a couple weeks left before we make a decision there based on your votes. These are all fan voted, and that's who's in. So again, great opportunity to get somebody you want. Cynthia Cooper, only WNBA player right now, in as well, right? We just talked about her on our starting five. So a lot going on with Sports Unfolded. Help us continue to help the Hall of Fame grow by casting your vote. Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook, open now. Cast your votes for both the NBA and the tennis as we continue to induct more players each and every month. All right, Ron, it is pick and roll time.
It's time for pick and roll.
Episode 42, which doesn't, so it should have been 82, huh? Oh, we messed this one up, Eric. That's on me. My math is not mathing. So it should have been 82, but 1983 NBA points per game leaders. So 41 years ago. Adrian Dantley, Mark Aguirre, Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, Bernard King, and George Gervin. We're going to rank them from 6 to 1, and then we got to roll with them. Ron, you are first this week, so you're pick and roll.
All right. So should I just give you one and leave the other guys off the list?
I mean, one should be pretty obvious, I think.
All right. So I guess we'll go with number 6, Kiki Vandeweghe. 19.7 points per game is pretty good. pretty good. 2 All-Stars. That's about all for him. So number 6, you know. Then we step up a little and go to Mark Aguirre. Not McGuire. That might have actually gone better because he would have at least used steroids to get better.
I don't think he used steroids though.
Yeah, whatever
Wasn't
it
it
was.
a
It doesn't matter.
supplement? It was a supplement.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
It's
matter.
a supplement.
It's still the joke. So Aguirre got 20.0 points, 5 boards, 3.1 rebounds, and a whole 3 All-Stars. But he also won the championship twice.
Oh, I think the
I
only
should
guy
have
on the list.
graduated him all the way to number 1.
That's
because
the only
he's
guy on the
one
list that won a
list.
that won a championship with the Pistons.
So at least he can win. But skill-wise, still number 5. Number 4, I thought he would have probably been at number 2, but nope. Bernard King at number 4 with his 22.5 points, 5.8 boards, and 3.3 assists. He's a Hall of Famer. Should have been higher on the list if you're a Hall of Famer. 4-time All-Star, 1-time scoring champ, and 4 All-NBAs. Number 3, Alex English, 21.5 points, 5.5 boards, 3.6 assists, a Hall of Famer as well. I don't know how these guys get into the Hall of Fame. I don't know. 8-time All-Star, 1-time scoring champ, 3-time All-NBA. They're good numbers. Not great. Number 2, hard to believe, Adrian Dantley was better than the others, but he is. Nobody knows who he is. You do know that, right?
No, he played for Dallas and Detroit.
Dallas and Detroit.
Yeah.
Yes. But
Adrian
nobody
Dantley.
knows who he is.
Well, because it was the
But
80s.
he's got 24.3 points, 5.7 boards, 3 assists per game. He's a Hall of Famer. Shouldn't you know who he is if he's a Hall of Famer?
Real sports fans know. Even though I don't know who plays for the Mets.
6 All-Stars. Exactly my point. 2 scoring titles. This guy had 2
Holy
scoring
cow, by the way. Quick update. 10-5 Mets.
See? I told you it's not over.
Adrian Dantley. Our NBA guy knows.
2 All-NBA. And he won Rookie of the Year. Number 2. Number 1, the only guy that does matter in this whole list.
Brace is 20.
George Gervin.
I like that Brace comment. Remember it like it was yesterday. Brace is not even close to being. I don't even know if he was born in 2000. What were we at? 20? How old are you, Brace? 23, 4, maybe? Not even. But that was good. All right. George Gervin, number 1 for you.
Yeah, so 25.1 points, 5.3 boards, 2.6 assists. Hall of Famer, the one that actually deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Yes, I said that. No postcards from all 5 of the others. No postcards. Christmas cards.
The Iceman.
4-time scoring champ. 7-time All-NBA. 2-time All-ABA.
Yes.
George Gervin didn't win a championship.
23. Yes. Not
So he was born in the 2000s. Holy crap!
How old are we? Ron, you deserve one of these, my friend. Nailed it. 6 through 1, exactly the way you had it. I had it. Kiki Vandeweghe at 6, Mark Aguirre at 5.
Technically, I had 5 honorable mentions.
Yeah. Bernard King, Alex English, Adrian Dantley, and then George Gervin taking over at number 1. One thing he could do is that finger roll, right, Kenny? That ice
like
man.
that soft little.
You know what I wish they'd bring back too? The sky hook. Kareem Sky. That thing was just nasty. You both look a day under 30. Thank you. Under 30. Right at the line. 29
You
years,
know what, Bryce? I'll take
355
that.
days. All right.
I'll
All
take
right.
it.
Bryce, you're all right, my friend. You're all right. Ron,
He's trying to get that mug. That's what it is.
that's it. But this is where it's going to count. So, tonight's predictions. Big one, because if you get them all right, all of them right, you will win a Sports Unfolded mug sent to you by our man at Rhode Island Broadcasting. This was last week's results: 6-2 for me, 5-3 Ron, and then James 4-4, clinging to that 50% mark. If you are live, let us know who you pick for each game, and you can get your name added. Bryce 9-7, so you better make some moves today, buddy. And then Kenny's back in the house, so let's see if Kenny can continue his winning ways as well. But get your name on our chart. Let us know who you pick as we call them off. And then you can win, Ron, the lovely Sports Unfolded mug. You want to show that mug to everybody?
Sure. As soon as I get that out of there,
All
the
right.
lovely Sports Unfolded
All you got to
mug.
go is
And it's on
9-0.
both sides, so if you're left-handed, you can still
9-0. And that means you got to pick the number one driver. Well, top 5, as long as you beat one of
top
us.
five.
William Byron last week, number 3,
Yes.
Ron. You got to, so again.
And the
another
sad
top
part
5.
is I was going to go with the winner,
Yeah.
and I said, no, I didn't want to go with him a third time.
See, you doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. All right, let's start off with ALCS tonight, Ron. You got the New York Yankees at the Cleveland Guardians. Game 4. Look at that pen. That thing is sharp.
I'm going to go Cleveland tonight.
Ooh. You're going with the Lady Momentum. Bryce going Yanks. I went with my man Bryce here. I went Yankees. I think they know the importance of it. If they're going to get to the series, they need to win this game. And Kenny picked Cleveland.
Oh, boy.
Yep. All right. So you know what that means.
Go, Kenny. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. More New York in that. New York, though. Mets, Yankee, and Liberty now. Look at this. New York Liberty at the Minnesota Lynx. That game's tonight. Game 4. Right? Yeah, game 4. Liberty could win their first championship, and I believe they do. I'm taking New York to close out this series.
All right. Give me Liberty.
Give you death. Liberty.
No, I don't want the death.
No. Kenny's going Liberty.
Okay, I'm getting scared.
Bryce. That's a sweep. That's a sweep, though. All right, some NFL action, Ron. This Sunday, the Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings undefeated. Lions 4-1. So winner of this one would take over the North Division.
I'm going to go Detroit on the road.
Kenny went Lions as well. Uh-oh. Vikings all day for
He's
Bryce.
picking all of mine. I'm scared.
Yeah, Bryce going with the Vikings. I agree with you too, Kenny. I'm going Lions. Going Lions. I think. Listen, they are determined, and I think that Kenny might have his Super Bowl pick a couple years wrong. I think they could get there this year. Also, this Sunday, Ron, you got the Houston Texans at the Green Bay Packers. Texans, very good team, but I also feel like Jordan Love is finally back healthy, and he's doing what he did last year. I'm going to Packers here at home.
Yeah, I'm not going Packers. I'm definitely going Houston. I think they are the far superior team. I'm going Houston all day.
Oh, Kenny's going Texans as well. Bryce going with the Packers. All right. Ron, also this Sunday is going to be a crazy day. Kansas City Chiefs at the San Francisco 49ers.
Here's a tough one for me, because are the Kansas City Chiefs going to get any penalties? That's the question. I'm going to go San Francisco. I haven't picked many home teams. I need to pick a home team.
Bryce is going Chiefs. Kenny's going 49ers.
Oh my God. Every pick, me and Kenny, same.
I went with the Chiefs. Listen, I don't know if the 49ers, they just don't look the same. Something's different. What it is, I don't know.
Difference is better.
Yeah, they haven't been, though. They haven't.
No, they haven't.
So 10:20 also this Sunday. Baltimore Ravens at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, you think the Bucs, I mean, they're for real. But I'm going Ravens because I really feel like they figured this thing out. Derrick Henry's just on fire right now. He might rush for 2,000 yards again.
Yeah, I'm going Baltimore as well. I just think they're a deeper team, just better all around.
Bryce went Ravens. Do we get a 9-0? Do we get a 9-0 this week?
No, well, he went Packs, so no.
Kenny fell asleep.
He's looking up who's injured. Who is injured?
I don't know. I don't think anybody's really nothing big in this game. He's going Ravens. All right.
Great.
All right. NHL action, Ron. New York Rangers at the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs undefeated right now.
No, they lost.
Did they lose?
3-1.
Okay. All right. What do you have?
I have the Rangers.
All right.
Another road team win.
I went Leafs.
I got 5 road teams so far.
Kenny went Maple.
All right, the syrup winning. Hey, that's the first one Kenny's got different than me.
Maple Leafs for the redemption. All right, Bryce. All right. NBA season tips off Tuesday, Ron. And it's this could be a very interesting matchup because I expect both these teams to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's the New York Knicks at the Boston Celtics. Banner 18 being raised. What do you have? Raise that banner, buddy. Raise it.
I am going with Boston.
I thought you were going to go Knicks all day.
No.
I went Boston as well, right? They're not going to let that night go to waste. Kenny.
Somebody just needs to go into that locker room and say, hey, remember when you got benched all Olympics?
Right.
Remember
when they didn't pick you?
Make the Olympic
team? Remember when they didn't pick you? Yeah. Go out there and show them. Right? Go out there and show them.
That's all you got to do.
That's
every game. Just prepare them like that.
Every single game.
And they turn into beasts.
All right, Ron, you had a top 5 driver last week. South Point 400 this Sunday.
I think it's 2 weeks in a row because you got one that was higher than me.
Yeah.
So you got the win.
Las Vegas, right? This week. I went Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson as my driver.
Yep. That's a pretty good pick, but I'm the one that's going to ring the bell.
Chris Bell?
Chris Bell.
See how I see what you did there, buddy. Chris Bell, Bryce or Kenny, do you have a racing pick? If they go 8-0, does that count? Do they need to have the 9? What if we go 9-0?
They need to have that driver in the top 5.
All right. If I get 9-0, can I get a mug and what's in it?
Okay. I'm not giving up what's in there.
Oh, man.
I'm not giving up what's in there.
All right. That is our predictions, Larson, honestly.
Plus, it would be illegal for me to send it to you across state lines.
Yeah, probably would be. Bryce going with Larson as well.
See, I see what you did there. You had Kyle Busch last week. The wrong Kyle.
That's it. No, see, I figured it out.
So now you went with the right Kyle.
Right Kyle. Right Kyle. All right, Ron. Our show is coming to an end. Before we get to our final thoughts, I'd like you to explain to all the wonderful people out there that may be watching live, that will watch afterwards, that want to get their name on a banner above my head, how they can do so by sponsoring our show.
Well, that's pretty easy, Eric. I can't believe this show is already done. For
Just
one.
moving along. See if
Yeah.
we got a quick update here
Hey, we went too fast.
while you're getting there. It's still 10-5 in the top of the 6th.
10-5.
Top of the
So,
6th.
Eric, all you have to do is just send us an email to this email address, ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out all the information that you need. And believe me, you want to do this because I'm making a prediction right now. This show is easily going to hit 1K.
Easy. We're pretty much 1,000 each week.
Right.
So,
So,
again, not only eyes, ears on your business. WDJY 99.1 Dallas, Georgia has been great every Saturday between 1 and 3. So, again, you will have that being on the radio. We also have all of our audio platforms. Josh Berry. I don't know where he pulls these names from, but okay, Kenny.
Josh Berry.
Right.
Is that Chuck's cousin?
Chuck, it's your cousin.
You know they're making it. Kenny
Do
told
not.
me
No.
this week they're making another one.
No.
Back to the Future.
No. Like a remake.
Extended, I guess. It's going to have Tom Holland.
I think that's a fake. I've seen that before. That's not real.
And it's going to have
I want his sauce. Michael J. Fox. I want his sauce. I don't believe so. I don't think he's telling the truth. All right. Where were we? Back to the Future. So again, if you like ears, eyes on your business, right above, let's become a sponsor, Sports Unfolded. Check out that email. Send us if you'd like to be a guest on Sports Unfolded and have any sports background or have played or been an athlete. Let us know. Email us as well. Like, share, follow all of our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, MeWe. So many different platforms there that you can follow. Again, if you're watching the show afterwards, share the show. Let your friends know about it as well. Join us every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we get to have some fun with our fans and join us live in the chat. Again, we'll talk just about anyway. Moodang today we talked about pumpkin spice. So we'll talk about some things, not together, Moodang and pumpkin spice, because that would be a little weird. But we'll talk, and then back to the
Moodang likes pumpkin.
Yeah, man, I bet you he does because he's smart hippo. I will say this: I'm a little disappointed. I hope they don't do the Back to the Future thing. I really don't. Anyway, Ron, we normally do our final thoughts at the end of the show, and our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything going on in the world today. You are first to close us out. So your final thoughts, Ron.
Oh, we can do this.
Oh, you want to do that first. So cast your votes as we speak for the NBA Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Our next inductee will be one of these gentlemen: Julius Erving, Moses Malone, Walt Frazier, George Gervin, or Bill Walton. Also for tennis, Bjorn Borg, Stefan Edberg, Boris Becker, John McEnroe, and Yvonne Lendl. Join the Sports Unfolded sports poll page on Facebook, and you can cast your votes. That voting will go on till the end of the month. Our nominees are on the left. All our inductees are on the right. Some great names out there. So we'd like to add to that. So continue to vote. Again, polls close at the end of the month, but you have an opportunity to help get an athlete into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Also, join tomorrow, the best morning show on the internet that is going on daily, Saturday at 9 a.m. with Kenny and Ron. Again, great show. They talk so much and make Ron say, what? So have some fun with that as well here only on Rhode Island Broadcasting. Ron, you are first for your final thoughts. I can't wait because I can't steal it.
I know. And I know you're not going to steal this one
Right.
because this is the most exciting time in sports when you start thinking about what is happening. We've got the WNBA finals. We have Major League Baseball league championships. We have the beginning of the NBA season. We also have the first week in for the NHL season. We have NASCAR championships going on, right? The playoffs. So everything is coming together
And
and playing at the
NHL
same.
Ron has just kicked off, right? You
I
have
said that. The
did
first
you
week of
say?
the NHL.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't. I might have missed that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
Go.
everything is coming together. Right now, it's happening. So this is an exciting time to be a sports fan right now. Enjoy it because in a couple of weeks everything will be over except for the big three, right?
Big three.
NHL, NBA, NFL, because winding down for NASCAR and the others.
Yeah,
So
absolutely right. It's
so
like
I'm excited. I love this time of the year because there's so much going on,
yeah.
and some of that might not include Jay Cutler.
And you forgot college football, right?
Yes.
College basketball is started
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
So there's a lot going on in the sports. I
Yes.
have to make Eric say what? What? Yes, you do. I will say this too. Yeah, I think we may start a new segment called the Police Blotter or something. Because you think about it. You talked about Jay Cutler. Not sure if you heard about Christian Barmore being stopped by Providence police in Rhode Island on Elmwood Avenue at 1:30 in the morning the other
What is
day.
he doing over there? That
Yeah,
area is crap.
yeah. So some things coming out there, I'm sure, from that world. Plus, you got Peppers there and his Jabril Peppers and what he's going through. So a lot going on. We may have to have a little blurb about some of these guys going forward.
Oh boy.
But I'm not going to make that my final thought because I'm going to stay even less positive with this joke of an ownership by Tom Brady. So Tom Brady has been approved for the ownership of part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. The owners have said that he can own a part of the team. I have a problem with all the restrictions now that he is under as a commentator because to me, that's his job. So if he can't watch practices, talk to players, criticize officials, talk about other teams, attend meetings, in the facility during the games or before, what is the point? So Tom Brady's going to show up on a Sunday and say, I don't know anything about this team, these players. I can't talk about the officials. I can't talk about this other organization. This is going to be the worst. Not that he's great anyway at it, because I haven't really been wowed by Tom Brady's commentating.
I gotta admit something, Eric. I haven't even watched any games he's done.
Honestly, you're not missing much. And now you've just basically restricted him from saying even more. So to approve it, it's fine. But then you either have to tell him he's got to get out of the booth or he can actually be a commentator. Because if he can't be a commentator, it's not fair to the fans that are going to tune in to watch your teams to hear a guy basically kiss everyone's butt because he can't say anything negative. What's the point of that?
I know. It's just ridiculous. I mean, come on. It's like, I think this league is still punishing him. I think it's still punishing him. That's all this is about, is to keep Tom down right now.
I would, if I was Tom Brady, somebody throws a ball and be like, you know what? If that had a little less air in it. And then, those are the things he needs to do. If they only watched the practice, prior to, they would have known that play was coming. Say something like that. Get some stones, Tom. This league is trying to hold you down. You can't say, you can't go do
what are they going to do? Oh, they can't fire him, can they?
Fire him. They're going to owe him all that money, $400 million. See you later. Take a hike. I own the Raiders now, and I get my money. Tom, do it.
And then tomorrow start a podcast, and
he's already come got on one of those podcast. Too. He already does, but he could come on anytime, Tom. You're always welcome, buddy. Always look. You're right there, Tom. Right there, buddy. I can't even look at him. Right there, little Tom Brady.
Hey, be careful of where you poke.
Yeah, I know, right? That looked a little weird. Look at that. Tickle, tickle. All right. We are going to end this show on that note.
I can't believe you just tickled Tom there.
I just tickled Tom. No deflated balls here, my friend. On that note, we are gonna say bye-bye because the Mudang dynasty has left the building.
I can't.
We are
my
Sports
God.
Unfolded, the best sports podcast on the planet. Like, share, follow all of our social media platforms. Listen to us if you're in Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1 FM, SEC TV, public access, channel 12 every Tuesday night on all your audio platforms, all your video platforms, all social media platforms. Sports Unfolded, the best sports podcast on the planet. Signing off this week. What a great show, Ron. Thank you. Thank you, Bryce Kenny, for joining us live. And all we ever ask for every single show is that we get peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.